We have spent last couple of videos exploring why when we were kids, we were often taught that certain feelings like anger or sadness are not just okay to show because we want to be loved. We swallow those feelings down. But that emotional energy doesn't just vanish, it gets trapped inside our physical body, usually in the chest, throat, or stomach. Years later, we feel this trapped energy and just call it stress or tension, without realizing it is actually an old, hidden emotion waiting to be felt. How does it actually run your life on autopilot mode? Like, how does something that happened when we were children keeps showing up in our relationship as adults? So I lost my closest friend when I was about 10 years old over a tiny misunderstanding. Overnight, they built a wall and completely shut me out. The worst part wasn't losing them, it was lack of closure, that painful gap between who they used to be and coldness they showed me. Decades later, a completely different relationship ended the exactly same way. That's when it hit me. I had spent my life expecting things to end like that. That expectation was never protecting me. It was quietly arranging things, because when we are braced for a wall, we find it. We hold a little back so it can't hurt us that much next time. We keep one foot near the door and people feel that. They can't name it, but they know it, that we are holding back. So another example, let's say you're driving and someone suddenly pulls brake right in front of you at the junction. No one is hurt, but still it was a sudden trauma felt. Suddenly a rage, anger is felt inside you. The whole body shivers, so much bigger than the small thing just happened. And then you wondered why you overreacted so much over this. Where did all these sudden anger flare from? Or let's say you had an argument with someone and now your mind is overreacting to one little thing they said to you which you didn't like. And it keeps spinning in your head non-stop. So when our reaction is far bigger, we are not really reacting to what just happened, we are reacting to everything we have stored up inside from the past. Just imagine a basement inside you. Every time you were hurt, but you stayed quiet at that time, that feeling went into the room. Instead of feeling our emotions, we pushed them away just to get through the day. Most of the time, the door is closed and we don't notice it. But that room is completely full and all those old feelings are pushing hard against the door. Eckhart Tolle calls this stored emotional pain the pain body. Most of the time, it is asleep. We go through our lives feeling perfectly fine, but then a small comment or a stressful moment wakes it up. When this old pain wakes up, it is hungry, it actually wants to feel more pain. It starts looking for reasons to be angry, sad, or offended. Have you ever noticed that on a bad day, every little thing annoys you? The world didn't actually change, it's just that this old pain woke up inside of you. And it started looking for things to be upset about. So because we carry this old pain inside us, it changes how we experience life right now. We walk around expecting to be rejected or criticized. We are oversensitive. And because we expect it, we think we see it everywhere, even when the other person didn't mean it. A normal message feels cold. A quiet moment feels like someone is angry with us. We are not seeing the situation as it actually is. Think about your own experience. Imagine a relationship that is going beautifully at its very best, then a tiny misunderstanding happens. Suddenly there's a cold behavior and a distance. In that moment, we are no longer just reacting to a small misunderstanding. We are looking at a situation through the filter of our past hurt. There's a voice inside our head that talks all day long. It says things like, "They do not respect me. You're not good enough. Something is wrong with me." Sometimes when you are actually happy, it whispers, "This is going too well. It will not last." So we usually believe that this voice is who we are, but it's not. That voice is just an old recording. It's made up of old fears, things we absorbed from our parents, the world we grew up in. It's just the playing on automatic. So you are not the voice, you are the one who hears it. Sit with that for a moment. This realization is the beginning of true freedom. If you can't hear the voice speaking to you, then you cannot be the voice. You are the quiet awareness listening to it. Let's slow down and watch what happens when we react. Imagine someone makes an unfair comment. It hits us in 3 layers almost instantly. First, the body. Before a single thought forms, your chest gets hot or your stomach drops. This is purely physical energy. Second, the mind. The mind feels that physical discomfort and creates a story. How dare they do this? The story makes the body feel worse, and the body makes the story get bigger. This is why we lie awake at night, still arguing in our heads with someone who is not just even there. Third, the deep belief. Underneath it all, an old wound wakes up. A feeling of, I am not respected, I do not deserve this, why it always happens to me. I knew it would happen. I knew it would end one day. Often believing that old painful thought is what actually breaks a beautiful relationship. A small comment didn't create the pain, it just touched a bruise that was already there. The comment was just only the doorbell. Your old pain is what answered the door. The deepest truth is this: you are not your past pain. You are not the heat in your chest. You are not the angry story in your head. You are not that old hidden belief. You are the one who notices these things happening. The moment you can pause in the middle of a difficult situation and say, my body is reacting. My mind is spinning a story. My old pain has woken up. You have already stepped back. You are no longer trapped inside the reaction. You are the one watching it. And in that quiet space of watching, you finally get a choice about what happens next. If we do not see the reaction, it controls our lives. But when we observe it and name it, it simply becomes like weather passing through the sky. This week, let's try a simple practice. When you feel a reaction that is much larger than the situation itself, do not try to force yourself to calm down, and do not act on the anger or sadness. Instead, simply name the 3 layers quietly to yourself as they happen. You can say, body, my chest is hot, my jaw is tight, story. My mind is saying, they never loved me. They didn't do right with me. They always do this with me. They used me. Or the belief system. This is touching the old feeling that I do not matter. I'm not loved. I deserve this. We are not trying to fix anything. We are simply stepping back so we are no longer trapped inside the reaction. So in the guided meditation that will follow in the next video, we will practice this gently together using a small trigger. This way, when a larger storm comes, your mind will already know exactly what to do. So when your reaction is bigger than the moment deserves, you are not reacting to now, you are reacting to everything that felt like this before. You are not reacting to now. And once you can see that, once you can catch the cellar firing in the right time, something shifts. You stop being pulled. You get a choice back. Also in the next video, we will be going through and looking at what we do with all this. Because most of us, without realizing it, have built an entire life around not feeling it. The scrolling, the staying busy, the drink at the end of the day, the relationship that's really just distraction. We called it coping. Singer calls it something else. He calls it building your life. whole life around a thorn instead of just taking it out. So stay tuned for more videos on this topic in our Mind Gym app and Soul Intelligence Studio channel. Thank you.